Were you raped, Greedy?
Maybe.
Can we talk about that on the podcast?
I don't know if I want to count it as a rape. I mean...
Did you enjoy it?
Betty White. Holy shit.
Would never touch you.
Wow.
Alright, I'm stopping it now.
You're a dick.
Warning for underage listeners. This is an adult-oriented podcast. There will be frequent references to kink, sex, crude language, and various other grotesqueries. If you're under 18 and looking for answers and upfront advice about sex, please visit scarletteen.com. Also, for the dude bro listeners out there, this is nerdy shit. Go away.
Welcome to the Gotham Press Podcast.
This is a verbal orgy about anything like the Grafenberg spot,
The difference between Star Trek and Star Wars.
the finer points of throwing a pair of floggers, and just whatever the hell we find to talk about.
That said, if you have a desire to learn these and many more kinktastic nerdgasms, stay tuned.
Hey, Greedy.
Yeah.
Stop looking at your fucking phone, man.
I'm reading this article. I'm sorry.
No, we're recording, Greedy.
Wow. Wrestling. It's so fucking fake. I just...
Greedy, we're not here to talk about wrestling.
But when you see an article about a wrestler, a female wrestler, that pulls a tampon out of herself and puts it in the mouth of another female wrestler, this is like a train wreck. You cannot look away.
You can just not look in the first place.
No.
Greedy, I missed you, buddy.
I missed you too. Welcome home, asshole.
I don't think you really did. You were all sick and shit.
Yeah. I wanted to share the love.
No.
Speaking of...
Oh, you...
Welcome to typhoid.
Okay. So, listeners, when I die, we know that Greedy is the cause of it. No matter when I may die.
They know that already. Everybody knows that. Anybody that knows us knows that.
Oh, God. Greedy.
Yeah.
Stop looking at your phone.
I just got a notification from a listener. Apparently I've missed a deadline today, so I need to get that handled later. So yeah, death pool.
Oh, you in this death pool.
We will visit this later.
In the episode, even.
Sure.
Okay.
Welcome home.
Well, thank you. It's nice to be back and not sick.
I'm very glad for your sake that you're not sick.
I was starting to come down with something while I was gone, but luckily I was able to fight it back.
Nice. Well, I'm glad for you that you fought it back, and I hope you had a lot of fun over there. I did get to listen to the episode that you recorded while you were out, and you sounded like you had quite a bit. So
it was a good time. Sarah's an old friend, and it was good times.
Well, she doesn't sound old.
She's not.
Words. Use them wisely.
I do use them wisely. I'm old. She's not.
Okay, so getting right into it. Where can you find us?
Greedy, you tell us. Where can you find us?
Everywhere.
Where is everywhere, Greedy?
FetLife as Gotham Press.
The
Gotham Press. YouTube. I don't know what we have it there.
We just search for Gotham Press Podcast.
Okay.
We aren't popular enough yet on YouTube to get a name for our URL.
Okay. Twitter.
Gotham Press
Pod. Yeah. Facebook.
Gotham Press Podcast.
BDSMer.
MLR. Yeah, the replacement for Tumblr.
Yeah.
Because fuck you, Tumblr. Oh,
yes,
Greedy.
Fuck you, Tumblr.
I just got a message today because my Tumblr page may have inappropriate content.
Yeah, fuck them.
The funny thing is, I was expecting like a whole slew of images.
Uh-huh.
No, they just had one.
Really?
That's all they showed me was one video that I reblogged. It's like, this may be inappropriate. I'm like, oh, you all have not been watching.
So they flagged anything that had previously been flagged on someone else's page. So if you reblogged it, then yes, it would have automatically been flagged on yours. That's not saying that they got into yours yet, which will probably come soon.
Oh, well, they're blowing their load really early.
Yeah, they have a small army of people looking in and trying to censor anybody that's on their media.
Well, not just a small army, but they also have an AI which sucks balls.
Yes, it does. Oh, geez, I saw a thing about it. Somebody had posted pictures of sand dunes on their page that got flagged for nudity.
Because they look like boobs.
Yes, they look like female-presenting nipples.
Anyway, our BDSM layer is Gotham Press Podcast.
Spotify.
Just search for Gotham Press Podcast.
Hey, we actually have a new media that we need to add to this.
What's that?
Discord.
We finally have a fucking Discord group?
Yes, the people can text us, can message us any time of day, and we might read it.
Well, I will. You will probably just sit and stare at the phone looking for more female-presenting nipples.
Following the rabbit hole. And
you and your
another hole.
What you're telling me is we need to put a link in this episode.
We need to put a link in the show notes.
We'll put a link in the show notes. We'll put a link on our social media. Because, listeners, we want to talk to you. We care.
Well, I care.
I'm afraid to say awesome cares.
Oh, liar. You liar.
Greedy?
Yes.
How many of our listeners have you interacted with?
Most of them.
Are you sure?
Excepting the ones that you know from back east, wherever the hell you're from, and the one from the UK.
Are you still stalking UK?
I would very much like to, but I haven't heard from them in months.
It's been too long.
It's been a long time. I don't know how to get a hold of them. I don't know. I just said I don't know how to get a hold of them.
Okay.
Do you know a way? Because I will reach out.
Didn't we have their FetLife? Didn't we talk about it on the podcast?
I'll go back and re-listen from episode 1. It'll be rough, but I'll do it.
Yeah, I'm sure it will, you dick.
No, and that was totally not a dig at you or anybody else on the podcast. That was a dig at my equipment. Just shitty quality sound and bad management, and
well, officially it was my equipment up front, and then now you've got good equipment. You and your...
I was trying to take ownership of the fault, Dick.
It's okay. You know what? We all take ownership because we were all on it.
Okay. All right. I'll settle for that. How was your Christmas and New Year?
My Christmas was pretty fun. Family. Spending time with family is weird after you have immersed yourself into this lifestyle.
No kidding.
You want to make comments or you want to comment on things that are said and realize, oh shit, I can't say that here.
Yeah, I totally get that. I almost slipped at Christmas with my family with my mistress got me that.
Right, you know.
Yeah, that would not have gone over well.
A couple of times I was going to say something about, my girlfriends, and I'm like, let me not do that.
Yeah, as much as I do love your mom, I think that she would, kind of squig out a little bit about that.
Oh, it wouldn't have just been my mom, because on Christmas it was my mom, my aunt, my uncle, his wife, my other aunt, my grandmother, my great aunt. I'm pretty sure all of them would have looked at me like, what are you doing out there in California?
Well, just justify it as, hey, it's California. Don't think about it too much. Just go with it.
I don't think my family is pretty religious.
Yeah, I think we've talked about my family a few times.
Which is why your family can never, ever, 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 ever know.
Ever.
Ever?
Ever.
Never, ever?
Never, ever. How was your New Year?
New Year was actually better.
Yeah?
Because after Christmas, I didn't stay with family. I stayed with friends.
Well, see, that's what we need to hear about.
The good times with friends?
Yes, not the bad times around family trying to censor yourself.
The first night, like on the 26th after Christmas, not so fun. I was staying with my old roommate before I moved out here.
Yeah.
He is not prepared for company at all.
Oh.
Like, I was there. He knew I was going to be crashing there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm on the couch. Cool. No pillow, no blanket. He turns down the heat when he goes to bed because he will bundle up in clothes and go to bed. And I'm just like, you dick.
Nice.
No, not nice.
No, this is my kind of nice. This is pleasant for me.
Oh, that's because you're weird.
Arctic.
Yes, Arctic is weird.
Yeah, whatever. I forget you're from back east somewhere.
Where it actually gets cold?
Yeah, crazy enough, the guy that's from where it gets cold freaks out about it getting cold.
Oh, I didn't freak out. My body was just like, why would you do this to us? We moved away from this for a reason.
Most a pity.
Yeah. But after that, it was pretty good. Stayed
Yeah.
with a couple of different friends. Introduced one of my exes to a bit more of the kink lifestyle. She didn't run it screaming, but she was like, that may not be for me. That's a little much. I'm like,
Yeah.
you know what? At least you were open to listening.
Well, with as much as you're into, I mean, that's not going to be everybody's cup of tea. It's more going to be a few people shot at tequila.
No, and I understand that. But she asked because I was, pulling stuff out of my bags. It's like, oh, well, what's that? What's that?
You brought toys with you. I forgot that.
Yeah. You have to be prepared.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. And then, great thing, I actually ended up spending one night with my baby girl.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How was that?
It was great. It was fucking fantastic.
Baby girl, if you're listening, hi.
We did karaoke.
Nice.
Let me phrase it. I did karaoke. She listened and swooned.
I'm so sorry for you.
Oh,
Her, not you. Her.
I knew what you meant, you dick.
Okay.
That's fucked up.
So she swooned at horrible karaoke, which is what most of us do.
Oh, you fucker.
No, I'm bad karaoke too. I will own that shit.
You keep assuming that I'm bad at karaoke.
I've heard you.
And?
Bad. But again, that's
Better
the
than
point
you.
of karaoke. That is the entire point of karaoke.
Let's get off this karaoke conversation.
Okay.
So yeah, I had a good lunch, dinner, morning fun times.
Oh, sexy morning fun times.
Sexy
Gotta
morning
love it.
fun times. Ended up accidentally leaving my glasses over there.
You left your glasses?
I did, but what had happened, she called me and said, what did you forget? I'm like, I don't know what I forget. What can't you see? And I'm like, fuck! Ended up getting them back from her that night, though. It was good times.
But for the entire day, you were blind.
I'm not that bad. It's just things look a little blurry sometimes.
Can I see your glasses real quick?
Not right now, later.
Oh.
We are far away from each other, Greedy.
Yes, we are. The dining room table is quite a span.
It is.
It's like almost 8 feet. Anyway.
Other than that, just spent some time with my friends on New Year's. The guest from our last episode, Sarah.
Oh, yeah.
It was her and a couple of my other friends. We actually hung out with some of Sarah's friends. We played Know Your Meme. What
do you meme?
What do you mean? Thank you. What do you meme? The Jackbox games.
Since you bring up What Do You Meme, I want to thank whatever one of your friends it was that sent that expansion here, the Game of Thrones expansion. That is fucking epic.
Yeah, he's very nice. It was really weird. I told him, like, hey, we just started playing What Do You Mean? He's like, do you have all these? I'm like, I don't know. I don't think we have the Game of Thrones. He's like, here you go.
Well, thank you very much. That is a fucking awesome gesture. I hope you get to hear this and hear my gratitude to you.
Yeah, that would be from Joe the Gigolo.
Joe the Gigolo.
Joe the Gigolo. That's his fet name.
Digging the fet name, dude.
Yeah. I kept telling him to change it to Captain Asshole, but he wouldn't.
No, that is major asshole.
No, I'm sorry. I'm wrong. He told me what it was. It's Admiral Asshole.
Oh. Well, major goes so much better.
No, we had a different major. Major distraction, major damage, something like that.
Huh.
We had a whole...
Major pain?
No. Greedy, how was yours?
I wonder if that's on FET.
Probably.
Well, my Christmas was, it was decent. Went over to my sister's and got to give gifts to all the nephews and nieces. The adults did a gift exchange, which we typically do, a white elephant style thing. We had breakfast and then we went our separate ways. Then I went over to my mistress's place and got to give her kids gifts and gave her a gift, and she gave me one, which not that kind of gift.
Aww.
Kids were present. It couldn't be that kind of gift. But
They can go over kids' heads.
yeah, she gave me an overnight bag, man. The like toiletries bag.
Nice.
A little zip-on thing. It's something I've never had before.
Is that what the one that has the
GP embroidered onto it? Yeah.
Nice.
I'm blown away with how creative she gets with stuff. It boggles my mind. Oh, and she gave me a wash kit, if you will. The man boxes. Random stuff that you get if you do a subscription to this, whatever the service is.
Right.
So the theme for this particular one was scrub your nuts.
Was she trying to tell you something?
I hope not. I try to keep them good and clean for her, but
what you should do is keep them good and clean for yourself.
Well, that goes without saying. Asshole.
You'd be surprised how many people don't.
Hygiene is a thing, gentlemen. Keep your nuts clean, just for yourself. Do it for them too, but more for yourself, okay? Because nobody wants funk on the junk. Anyway,
you do not want that funk hitting the fan.
No, that's smelling ripe when she goes down there is not a pleasant how do you do.
Nope.
But New Year's Eve, again, I went over there. We hung out with her family, and one of her friends came over with her little girl, and we stayed up till midnight. Kids stayed up until midnight, and yeah, it was fun. We had a good time.
Good. I'm glad to hear it, man.
Yeah, so yeah, that was my holiday season, and I am thrilled that it's over.
I've heard that from many people.
Well, I really don't much care for holidays anymore.
Well, that's because you're a weirdo.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Anyway, now that the holiday's over, what are you looking forward to this coming year?
So many things. I want to go to WonderCon again because that was just killer. We went 2-3 years ago?
Would be 3 years ago now that you came with me.
Yeah. It's been too long since I went. I really enjoyed it, and I think it's going to be a hell of a lot of fun again.
Yeah, I want to say that first year that we did the podcast, that's when we went. That
is. And my schedule has freed up, so there's ability to go to stuff again.
All right, good.
Aside from that, I'd like to go to more of the local things. I want to see if I can't get into San Diego Comic-Con.
San Diego Comic-Con is not local.
I know it's not. I don't qualify that as a local. That's more than a 30-minute drive.
Here's the thing. You said, I want to go to some local things, and I want to see if I can get into...
And. The and is important.
Okay.
You remember that conjunction junction? What's your function?
Yeah.
Vagina junction, what's your function?
That guy died. How long ago was that?
I don't remember.
I don't remember if it was last year or the year previous.
I think it was 17.
It was 17 that he died?
Okay. I'm not certain, but I think.
Anyway.
But yeah, so I'd like to go to some nerd events. I'm looking forward to going to some kink events as well. I always enjoyed going to Bazaar down
in LA.
Yeah, down in LA. See if my mistress and I can't go to some more women in charge of kink events.
What's the one that they do in July down in LA?
July down in LA. Carnival. Yes, that one's always fun to go to.
I want to go to that one. The funny thing is, that one actually coincides with two things in my life.
What's that?
SDCC, which we want to go to.
Yeah.
And also my birthday.
Happy freaking birthday.
So it's like, I want to go to all the things. I obviously have my birthday, but where to spend it is the question.
Yeah. Well, I think it would be wise to spend it with your podcast buddy.
So you'll be wherever I'm at?
Basically.
I see how this is going for you now.
I'm going to be blunt about it. I like spending time with you because you're my particular brand of asshole.
Wait, you call me an asshole? Greedy?
I hear somebody screaming. Yeah,
a
little bit.
We have neighbors.
Yes. I need to work on the soundproofing.
Well, the question is, can the listeners hear it if you hadn't mentioned it?
I don't know. We'll find out. So that's the events that I would very much like to go to this year, and I'm gonna see what I can do about making them happen.
Well, the 2 local events should be fairly easy. The Bake Anime is next month, so
I will be at that.
I say that's just a simple weekend event. We should be able to do that with no problem.
Bakersfield Comic Con, that'll be
November,
fun.
yeah, it's November.
November.
There are quite a few events that I would enjoy going to. It's just
since they got shouted out on The Big Bang Theory, they've kind of exploded and
they have
started getting big.
Thing.
Yeah. So thank you to The Big Bang Theory for that. Calling out our small truck stop town. Years ago, the Learning Channel described us as that. It was one of those First 48 style shows.
A small truck stop town.
Yes, there was a killer in, I want to say, Northern California, Southern Oregon, that was trying to get down to the Mexico border and stopped in Bakersfield, a small truck stop town between Fresno and Los Angeles. And I looked at my mother at that point because I thought Bakersfield was just fucking huge.
Nope.
No, apparently not.
We learned that day.
But we definitely are bigger than a small truck stop town.
Now.
No, even then, we were something like 400,000 in the greater Bakersfield area.
Oh.
So it didn't qualify as a small truck stop town, even in the 80s.
Okay, I'll go with that. I wasn't here.
Yeah.
I was in a real city.
Dick. Yeah, you knew what crime was like.
I was staying in the suburbs, buddy.
Whatever. So, more on the pipeline for this year. Something coming up in a week from today, actually.
A week?
A week and a half.
What's coming up?
Frank Castle is making his return to Netflix.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I saw the preview for that.
Oh, my God!
Here's the thing. I'm excited about it, but also saddened.
Why's that?
Because it won't last.
We all know that.
Right, but it's still a matter... Like, I still haven't watched the quote-unquote last season of Daredevil.
Oh, I haven't either. I'm a little behind there.
Well, I was actually interested in it, and then when I found out there's going to be no more, I
lost interest.
Completely lost interest. Like, there's not going to be like an episode, like an ending to the series. It's just going to be like, hey, here's the last season, and we're done.
Yeah. Well, hopefully they don't pull a Sopranos and just cut to black mid-sentence. But whatever. Punisher. Can't wait to see that.
Though I am interested in the villain that they have for the season, Jigsaw. Do you know anything about him?
Only little bits and pieces.
What do you know?
That Jigsaw is a character in Punisher. Again, I haven't read through all the comics. I haven't read through most of the Punisher comics, but I did see Jigsaw in a couple of them, and
well, Jigsaw is not just a Punisher villain. He's a villain of Spider-Man and who else is other? I can't remember the other one that he's against a lot, but yeah, he was a hitman. And he was called like the Butte or something like that because he was a good-looking guy. You know, the ladies all swooned over him.
Okay.
And I want to say it was Punisher, like that ended up like scarring up his face really badly,
giving him the name Jigsaw,
making him look like a fucking jigsaw puzzle.
Yeah.
So yeah, I wonder how they're going to do that in the show because a lot of the visual media that these comic book things are doing, they pull back a lot on how the characters actually look.
Well, hopefully they don't take too much creative liberty with this one.
We'll see.
Yeah.
All right, so what is this next one on the rundown? Kink versus fetish.
Well, I heard somebody arguing the other day about, but that's not my kink, you know, or it's just a fetish. And that got me thinking, what is the difference between kink and fetish?
You know, I'm going to leave this one to you because I am not sure what the difference is.
Okay. Well, So a kink is something that draws interest. It's a sexual gratification that draws interest to something that is considered taboo or out of the norm by society as a whole. This is just a very broken down definition of it. A fetish, on the other hand, is something almost required for sexual gratification. So, like,
So a kink would be something that you like. A fetish would be something that you may need.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So let's take leather as an example. Okay, there are people out there that absolutely adore leather. You know, it's great. You know, they wear everything leather. They have leather boots. They have leather hats, leather vests, leather pants, leather everything, and they think it looks fucking awesome. Mm-hmm. And I don't knock them on that because most of the time it does. Then there are other people that have to have the scent of leather, have to have the feel of leather, have to have the taste of leather to sexually get off.
Okay.
That is
realize it was that deep with something.
That is the point of fetish.
Okay. All right. I understand now.
If I've gotten this wrong, if anybody thinks I've got this wrong, please reach out to us. GothamPress@gmail.com. Let me know.
Podcast.
That's right. GothamPressPodcast@gmail.com.
I've been yelling at you about this for how long now?
And you're going to keep yelling at me because I will forget it in 3 seconds. So yeah.
GothamPressPodcast@gmail.com.
So let us know. Do you have any particular fetishes that you're into or kinks that you're into? And has this changed how you look at different people as far as that's not my fetish or that's my kink or, you know, stuff like that?
You know what, Bree? Not on the rundown, but something I just thought about.
What's that?
Breath of Steel.
Yeah.
Suggested to me a while back when we initially said that we have a YouTube channel.
Uh-huh.
That we should get some of our listeners, some of our community, if they're willing, to pop up on said channel, doing whatever.
Like doing videos?
Like doing videos. If they, like I said, if they're comfortable with it.
I don't know that we have the equipment necessary for that, do we?
Do we not have smartphones?
No, if we're going to do that, we got to make it good quality stuff.
What we do is we get our stuff out there. When we get the better equipment, then we do better stuff. Much like with the podcast. We had shitty equipment initially, but we did it, and then we got better equipment.
True that.
So it's always about getting the message out there more than how is the message put out there.
I wonder if Shock has that stuff.
Well, we can always talk to him. Speaking of, we need to get Shock back on.
We do.
We're in a new season, so we have to have a Shock episode.
Yes, definitely. It's mandatory at this point.
Is he aware of that?
I think so.
Wait,
I hope
he'll
so.
Listen to this, right?
Probably.
Hey, Shock. We need you to come back onto the podcast. Let us know when.
Oh, Jesus.
No, he's not on this podcast.
So what is your fetish?
Which one?
Well, let's give us your favorite one.
Dear God, man, you're gonna make me look. Do I have to pull up my FetLife page and like go down the list of fetishes?
No. Well, let's give one that you frequently touch on.
Phrasing.
Intentional.
I enjoy exhibitionism as a fetish.
Like sexual or just kink? Wow.
Sexual
or play?
Yes.
So both?
Yes, both. I enjoy having an audience. I don't need to have an audience, but so that would be more of a kink than a fetish, right?
Yes, that would.
All right, so I have a kink for exhibitionism. I enjoy being watched. I don't have to be watched to get off.
Okay.
But it heightens the experience, we'll say.
Yeah. Okay, nice.
Okay. What about you? What's one of yours?
Role play. I enjoy role play.
Go for it.
It's not to the point of I can't get sexual gratification without it, but it definitely makes things better.
I really enjoy role play as well. I haven't found very many partners that are actually like into role play for some reason. Though. Maybe I'm looking to the wrong pools.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I don't know. Something about her trying to impress her teacher, or
yes,
bless me, Father, for I have sinned, or naughty nun,
you said it wrong.
The naughty nurse.
You said that wrong.
I'm sorry. Bless me, Daddy, for I have sinned.
No.
What?
Daddy, I've done a bad thing again.
Oh, that's just daddy little girl play. That's different.
No, but when you're dressed up as a preacher, then, then it's a little different.
Wow. So
and this is how the podcast goes religious.
I will start referring to our loyal listeners as my congregation now.
Your flock.
My flock of sheeple.
No. That's for D&D.
Yeah. So what other fetishes do you know of? Like what's caught your attention recently?
Oh, actually, something that was just mentioned to me earlier today. Something that I've been into, but I didn't realize had a name. Because obviously everything has a definition now.
Pony play?
I'm not into pony play.
Are you a brony?
I am not a brony.
Oh, damn.
Okay. I cannot join you and your followers.
You dick. So, what is this fetish that you're...
It's called free use. Like free use fetish. Let's say one of my girls was here and on a phone conversation.
Okay.
And I would just come up and not tell her to get off the phone or even saw what she's doing, but then just make use of her body. You know, bend her over a couch, start to fuck her while she's still on the phone, still doing whatever she's doing.
Talking to her mom.
Yeah, that'll work too. Look, the thing is, it takes someone with an amazing amount of concentration to do that.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah. Like,
I would not want to be on the phone with my mother while my mistress is going at me. Oh, that conversation would be awkward.
all I'm saying is, yes, mommy. What?
Jesus.
Honey, you haven't called me mommy in years.
In my case, I've never called my mother mommy. That would make things weird real quick.
No, well, what I was thinking is, like, when it was introduced to me, I was thinking about the type of porn that I watch. I enjoy scenes where the woman is, like, on the phone with a boyfriend, husband, whoever, while doing things like that. Or if they were in the middle of something, like cooking, cleaning, and they're just, you know, the sex starts. Porn obviously is porn, but the idea of it is something that really entices me.
Yeah, okay.
Have you ever done anything like that, Greedy?
Free use?
Yeah.
I can't say that I have, but now that I know that it is a thing that people may be interested in, I think I'm willing to give it a shot.
Think your mistress is going to make use of you while you're busy doing something else?
It's possible. It's very possible.
Doing your woodworking while she works your wood?
It is possible.
You like that, did you?
I did. That was good. Very good. But yeah, so recap real quick.
Go for it.
We've had a fun little episode. Christmas and New Year's stuff. What are you looking forward to in the year? Punisher coming back. Kink versus fetish. Not just semantics. Free use fetish, which I think I'm going to have a chat with my mistress about. See if she's into that.
Right. We also talked about the YouTube channel, and hey, listeners, if you feel comfortable with putting yourself out there in the world as kinky, or if you want, you know, put a mask on or something like that and do something for the Gotham Press Podcast, make sure you email us to let us know. GothamPressPodcast@gmail.com. You can send us a video, and we will put up either your fet name or whatever scene name you want us to put up with it. So it's like, hey, this listener wants to expose you all to this. Also, it will probably be on YouTube, so be
conscious that it'll be out there.
Right. Also, if it's something that's not YouTube appropriate, we'll still take it and probably put up on our FetLife page. Yeah,
that would be cool too.
Or our BDS Similar page.
Can we post stuff to our FetLife page? Videos?
Yeah, we can always post videos. It's just, unless we get the paid membership,
they can't view them.
We can't view other videos, but we can always post to our own. Okay.
Well, yeah. We do have one more thing to catch up on. 2018 was kind of a tragic year for a lot of people. And, I'd just like to call out a few of the people that we will miss. Awesome and I personally.
What are you saying is celebrity deaths?
Yes, celebrities. Dolores O'Riordan. She's one of my childhood crushes, lead singer for the Cranberries. Most people would know their song Zombie.
Right.
She actually died the same way my son did, so
Oh.
it really touched home. And I would like to send out good vibes and peace to her family. Vern Troyer, most well known for Mini-Me. He died at 49. Anthony way too young.
Her as well, far too young.
Yeah, she was 46. Anthony Bourdain. He's a Food Network channel host.
He wanted to go around the world and eat food.
He did, and he did a damn good job of it. But he died at 61.
Still, again, too young still. Unless you hit 70, you're too young.
Yeah, the first three of these are just too young. R. Lee Ermey, popularly known as Gunny or the Gunnery Sergeant. He was in he was in Full Metal Jacket, as well as several TV shows that he hosted.
And he was the voice in Toy Story.
He was the sergeant for the Army Men.
Yep.
Olivia Cole died at 75.
Do you know what she was in, Greedy?
Oh my God, we talked about this just a little bit ago.
Right, that's why I wanted to make sure you remembered. For our listeners, have any of you seen the movie called
Roots? Oh my God,
sorry,
Jesus
movie,
Christ.
The miniseries Roots.
Yeah.
I would say movie, but it's actually a miniseries.
I told you where she was, and
no,
when
you didn't.
When you asked if I know who she was, I told you, yeah, she's from Roots.
Yes, you told me then, but I knew you were going to forget.
Dick.
Calling out your bad memory, man. Just like you can call out mine anytime.
Yeah, she was 75. Gunny was 74.
Real quick, listeners, if you think that I'm being more of a dick than Greedy, please email me and tell me at gothampresspodcast@gmail.com.
Oh my God, we're gonna lose listeners because we keep advertising ourselves. Aretha Franklin.
We must respect that woman.
One of the greatest set of chops in the world.
Man.
Incredible vocalist, talented musician, talented writer, just all around wonderful person. Passed away at 76.
Huge life though.
Yes. Stephen Hawking. Tragedy among the science world. One of, if not the smartest man in the world, died at 76.
Yeah.
And
the leaps and bounds of science made by that man.
And then finally,
I need to prepare myself for this one.
Yeah, this one hurts the geek community, the nerd community, the science, the sci-fi community. This is the world. We lost a great creator. Stan Lee died at 95, and
yeah, man, he
hats off to you.
So many things. So many things are still going to keep going on for decades. Hell, centuries even, maybe.
Yeah.
Because he didn't just draw comics. He didn't just make characters. He made worlds.
He did.
Worlds that we live in, worlds that we play in, worlds that entertain us, worlds that make us feel things.
Stan, Excelsior.
Still say that he and Betty White should have hooked up to make
oh my God,
leader of the nerd.
That would have been. I wonder if we're going to start seeing pictures of, possible child of Stan Lee and Betty White.
Oh, that would be great. Listeners, if you have artistic ability, draw us a picture and send it to us at gothampresspodcast@gmail.com so we can post that shit up.
Oh,
or
man.
If you are on BDS Similar and you have those artistic chops, draw it and tag us in it. We are Gotham Press Podcast on BDS Similar.
Well, yeah. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It hits us hard. I know.
It does. But
so the current latest Marvel movie, Into the Spider-Verse.
Mm-hmm.
There's a Stan Lee cameo in it.
Oh, nice.
Nice, but it hits you as like, hey, Stan. Oh, Stan. Because you're happy to see him, but then it's, when is the last one going to come? You know?
That's a damn fine question.
And when it does, how will we take it? How will we feel about it?
I do believe that we will be seeing him for many years to come. Even if it's CGI at that point.
I don't know how I feel about just CGI Stan. That seems weird.
Yeah.
As I was saying to somebody, I like how they do it how they were doing it in the Marvel Netflix shows. They didn't have Stan actually there. They had pictures of Stan as different characters within the world. Like in a lot of the early Netflix shows, he was a member of the police department.
Mm-hmm.
And he was honored, and his picture was hanging up in the different police stations.
Yeah.
In, I want to say, Luke Cage, he was like a real estate guy or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, it was his picture, and then whatever he like a phrase that he would use that kind of worked for the gag.
Okay.
So if they did something like that, that would be great. I would be A-okay with that. Greedy, stop dying.
I'm sorry. I'm just a little bit choked up. As we're on the subject of celebrity deaths, I did promise that I would mention something before the end of the podcast, and we're coming up to the end of the podcast for the day. So, death pool.
Oh God.
Celebrity death pool.
They
are a thing.
Are you doing this again?
Yes, I am.
When will you stop, man? Do you not see what your death pool has wrong?
I'm going to stop when I win.
I don't think that's a win. Do you think Stan's death is a win?
No, Stan has never been on my death pool list. Never. I didn't want the guy to die. Just like I don't want Betty White to die.
Okay.
But eventually it happens, That is the way of things. Life is about meetings and partings.
All right.
And
who do you have this year?
I do not have my list assembled fully yet. But the deadline for this particular death pool was yesterday at midnight. So, yeah,
You're a little late.
I'm a little late, but I'm still going to submit one today and see if I can't weasel my way into it.
Who are you submitting this to?
This is some friends from another podcast, the Sofa King podcast.
Ah.
Yeah.
Greedy.
Yeah.
You know what we should do? Since this is fairly early still in January, for our listeners, maybe we can set one up.
Okay. So how do you want to go about that?
Hey, listeners, who do you think in the celebrity world will die this year? Send us your list of how many?
Top 10.
Top 10 celebrities that you believe may kick the bucket this year. Send it to us at Gotham Press Podcast at gmail.com, and we can go ahead and add you into our death pool.
We will need to have this done before the end of January.
Right.
So
by January 31st.
By midnight, January 31st, if your submission has not been entered, then you will not be counted into our celebrity death pool. For the year, we're going to have a prize. At the end of the year, whoever has submitted the closest, most accurate
death
pool, they will get a prize from the Gotham Press Podcast,
which we will announce as soon as we have it. Oh, also, speaking of prizes, our flogger.
Oh yeah, we still have that.
That we're going to be have we figured out when exactly we are ending that particular?
No, we have not.
I was thinking end of February for that.
I was thinking February, March. Yeah,
I was thinking end of February because we got it in December.
Mm-hmm.
We initially announced it in December, so December, January, February, and then at the end of February, we announced who got it.
Okay. Well, listener land, this is no joke of a flogger. If you'd like, go on to our FetLife page, Gotham Press, the Gotham Press, and look at it. It's in the pictures there, so you can see Captain Awesome himself throwing it around.
It's pretty nice.
It's a decent flogger. It's heavy. It's going to be very thuddy, a little bit of sting to it. It is very, very well made. Retail on this thing is over $200. So,
oh, greedy.
Yeah.
So Rob, who made the flogger that we're giving away, he made another one for one of our friends, Butterfly.
Yeah.
For her head fasting just happened.
Oh, nice.
Did you see it?
I did not.
It was Superman themed.
No shit.
Yes, and it felt fucking amazing. Like when I picked it up and held, I'm like, oh, I could do. It felt like a mop.
Okay.
So do you know the reference of a mop?
Yes.
Oh, listeners. Greedy.
Now I've suddenly got images of UHF. My mop.
Greedy. Educate the listeners on what a mop is.
Well, a mop is a heavy head. It's a heavy, thuddy flogger. It's usually used as two hands, and it packs a hell of a punch.
Right. This wasn't an actual mop. It wasn't a two-hander, but it felt great.
Yeah.
Like really heavy. We had a couple of people that we use it on after the events had finished, and they were like, yes, they need one.
Yeah. These things are absolutely wonderful. Rob did tell me that he's not going to go into the business of making floggers and selling them to people. Okay. So this is going to be pretty well an exclusive to us. I told him that I'm not going to dick around with him on the price. I'm not going to try and ask him for a flogger like that for $30 or $40 because that's total bullshit.
Yeah.
This is very high quality stuff, and I'm going to pay him a premium for these things. So, yeah, this is, at the moment, this is coming out of my pocket and Awesome's pocket.
Yeah.
So this is just something we want to do for our listeners. So listen in, and when you hear it, reach out to us, because you've got a legitimate shot at winning for free a very finely made toy. So listen in for more details.
Speaking of funds.
Yes.
We really need to set up a Patreon for the podcast. I know we've spoken of this, but what I'm thinking is we set up a Patreon, and with that, if we get, patrons, we can get higher quality prizes.
Higher value and more of them.
Yes.
Or we can do little things and send them out to all of our listeners, all of our Patreon funding listeners.
We have to.
Or we can do both.
We really have to get down to the nitty gritty on that. Oh, also,
I think I'm calling a staff meeting after this.
We do. We also need to speak to J&W.
Yes, we do, because they've got very, very, very fine paddles, and it would be phenomenal to get some of those. I think they're being sold at what is it? Pleasure Chest?
Stockroom,
JT Stockroom. But yeah, they have phenomenal merchandise, and they can do custom not engraving, but wood burning with a CNC laser. Oh my god, I need more sleep. But they do very fine exotic hardwoods. They make them just stunningly beautiful. Check them out at jnwpaddles.com. You can see all of their work and make custom requests for very beautiful paddles.
All right. So I think we have given enough out today.
I think so.
Greedy, final thoughts?
I think it's time for a staff meeting, bud.
It's time for a staff meeting?
Mm-hmm.
All right, perfect. So we will have a staff meeting. Listeners, thanks for being here with us. We enjoyed having you around. As always, this is Awesome saying, don't break your toys. If you do, they won't come back. And hey, guess what? Gotham Press!
We are back. Staff meetings may well be your fetish.
Staff meetings are not my fetish.
Lies.